I made the most frustrating game possible in 48 hours, and here's how I did it. I was brainstorming a funny concept for a game, like that game with a squirrel and a gun, except you get launched back insanely far with each shot. I spent hours trying to think of something that was kind of cute, small, funny, and easy to animate. So my idea was a snail. I can also make a mechanic where you stick to surfaces if you land on the sticky side. To make this a frustrating game, I'm taking the base concept of getting over it, only up, and a difficult game about climbing. They're very basic concepts and they're surprisingly popular. All I have to do is make a huge map and the mechanics for my snail. I started off by spending at least 3 hours on the shotgun and snail art. I'm still pretty bad at vector art, but I was at least happy with the shotgun. Throwing them into Godot, the first thing I did was make the shotgun aim towards the mouse. This was very easy since I already programmed a more complicated version of this for a different game. So I plagiarized my own code and I got it working instantly. Then I had to make the shotgun shoot. I was worried it might mess up with the rotation because the snail's rotation is also separate from the shotgun, but thankfully it worked perfectly. It took me a little while to get this working properly because it kept on launching me in the direction that I was shooting. After a bit of tweaking, I got it launching me in the opposite direction of each shot. After that, I adjusted the physics. I gave myself a max velocity to prevent some potential bugs and exploits. Then I made the shotgun launch me faster than the max velocity. It might sound strange to do it this way, but I did it so you can still have a huge change in momentum. Because if I was in the air and I shot left then right, I would basically be standing still, which is not very fun. After this, I knew I needed a map. Making a map was what I was most worried about for this game. I have very little experience in level design, and I really had no idea what was the best way of making this map. So I opened Photoshop and I just started doodling an outline. I made a rough course that I thought looked decent, and then I colored it. This just happened to be the final product for the course, even though I wasn't planning on it. The map looks very bad, but I guess it kind of fits with the theme that I was going for. I just embraced that it looked like a preschooler drew it. I knew this game wasn't supposed to be about aesthetics, so I was okay with letting this one look bad. I'm not sure if there's a more efficient way of doing this, but I decided to make a ton of collision polygons, and I just drew the shapes around every object. It took me way longer than I was expecting, but I at least had accurate shapes for my level. After this, I decided to make some sound effects. I added a shoot sound and a reload sound. Then I added a squish sound for when I land on the sticky side. Then I added some screen shake. Yeah, boy. Which I definitely did not copy from my other game. And I'm so glad that I did it because it made the game feel so much better. Then I had to finish making the rest of the collision for the map. At this point, there was no easy way except just getting through it. After that, I added particles for the shotgun. I was really happy with how it turned out, and adding these really made it feel like a real game. I was starting to feel okay about the bad graphics of the map because the snail and the shotgun felt really good. When I was making the shotgun, I made the shotgun a double barrel, so you can only get 2 shots before you land. The game was starting to feel pretty frustrating at this point. It was pretty intuitive to play, and it was very punishing when you mess up. After that, I decided to make a little title screen. It's nothing much, but it gets the job done. Then I realized having particles when I stick to something would be good, so I quickly made some for when the snail sticks to a surface. Then I knew I needed a timer. To make this more rage-inducing, I thought having a little bit of pressure while playing a difficult game wouldn't hurt. This timer took so much longer than I thought. There were so many bugs with the way that it was formatted, the way it was reset, and while changing scenes. Eventually, I got something that's usable, but I would probably remake it in the future. I was really happy with how the game was right now, and I was almost ready to release it, but I felt something was missing. The shotgun being a double barrel wasn't very intuitive, and I wanted to make the reloading a bit more obvious too. So I made shotgun shells in Illustrator, and I put 2 of them on the UI. One would go slightly transparent for each shot, indicating that you're out of ammo, and I made them go to full opacity when you reload. I'm so glad that I did this because it looks a lot better, and I almost completely skipped it because I just wanted to upload the game. So yeah, this is the finished product. It's pretty difficult, pretty frustrating, and I actually love the concept. You can play it right now for free on itch.io, and if you like it, I might revisit this and make it into a real and polished game. And thank you so much for the recent support. I can't believe we're already at 1,000 subs. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe, and if you have an idea for me to do, please leave it down in the comments, and I will see y'all in the next one.